Have you ever wondered if your profound empathy is a gift, or could it actually be your greatest curse? Imagine waking up each day with a heart so open that every emotion and subtle energy in your environment feels magnified, sometimes overwhelming you with the raw intensity of the world around you. For INFJs, this deep sensitivity is a defining trait, yet it carries hidden complexities that many never discuss. Today, we peel back the layers of INFJ empathy to reveal a side of this personality type that's rarely acknowledged. Can such an intrinsic trait, meant to connect us to others, also be the very barrier that holds us back? Welcome to Psych IQ, where we delve deep into the psychology behind personality types, unraveling the mysteries of the INFJ mind. In today's video, we explore the dual nature of deep empathy, a gift that fosters unparalleled compassion and insight, but which may also lead to profound personal challenges. The INFJ personality is celebrated for its ability to understand and connect with others on a deeply emotional level. However, this very strength can sometimes transform into a double-edged sword. INFJs are often caught in a paradox. While their empathy nurtures meaningful relationships and drives their passion for social causes, it can simultaneously render them vulnerable to emotional burnout, miscommunication, and even self-doubt. Today, we will embark on an enlightening journey that scrutinizes the hidden pitfalls of deep empathy in INFJs. We'll examine how this trait can lead to internal conflict and external challenges, and more importantly, how you can harness and transform it into a force for personal empowerment and positive change. Whether you're an INFJ yourself or someone who knows one, understanding these dynamics is key to unlocking your full potential and creating a balanced, fulfilling life. INFJs possess an extraordinary capacity for empathy that allows them to feel deeply for others. However, this same empathy can quickly become overwhelming, leading to a series of challenges that affect both personal well-being and interpersonal relationships. INFJs are highly attuned to the emotional states of those around them. This hyper-awareness means that they not only pick up on the feelings of friends and family but also absorb the ambient emotional energy present in various environments. Imagine entering a room where tensions run high. The stress, the unspoken sadness, or even the joy in the air can all be absorbed by an INFJ, often resulting in physical and mental fatigue by the end of the day. Continual exposure to intense emotions without proper self-care can lead to chronic exhaustion, making it difficult for INFJs to function optimally in both personal and professional settings. The natural inclination of INFJs is to connect deeply with others, often prioritizing others' needs over their own. This can blur the lines between self-care and sacrifice. Because INFJs feel compelled to help and support everyone around them, they often find themselves overwhelmed by commitments and unable to say no without feeling a deep sense of guilt. Over time, this lack of clear boundaries can lead to a sense of personal depletion, where the INFJ's identity becomes overly entangled with the emotions and needs of others. The gift of empathy comes with the heavy burden of internalizing the feelings of others. For INFJs, this means that negative emotions directed at someone else can inadvertently become their own. When a friend is grieving or stressed, INFJs don't simply offer support. They may find themselves living that grief or stress in parallel, sometimes without fully understanding where their own emotions begin and the other person's end. This constant emotional mirroring can lead to confusion about one's own feelings and needs, often resulting in anxiety, mood fluctuations, and even depression. The inner world of an INFJ is often complex and layered, making it difficult for others to understand their unique experiences. INFJs might struggle to articulate the intensity of their inner experiences, leaving friends and colleagues puzzled by what seems like overreactions or unnecessary sensitivity. Over time, this disconnect can lead to feelings of isolation, as INFJs may withdraw from social situations where they fear being misunderstood or judged. Deep empathy can complicate the decision-making process. INFJs are often torn between multiple perspectives, which can paralyze them in moments that require swift action. Every decision, whether minor or significant, is weighed not just on personal preference but also on its emotional impact on everyone involved. This hyperanalysis often results in missed opportunities or an inability to commit, leaving INFJs stuck in a cycle of indecision and self-doubt. The challenges INFJs face are not solely internal. They are compounded by external pressures that demand conformity to societal norms. The modern world often champions resilience and stoicism over sensitivity and introspection, leaving INFJs feeling out of step with mainstream values. Society often values traits such as assertiveness, efficiency, and emotional detachment, qualities that are at odds with the inherent sensitivity of INFJs. INFJs may be criticized for being too emotional or overly sensitive, which can foster self-doubt and a reluctance to express their true selves. This external pressure forces many INFJs into a double life, one where they suppress their natural inclinations to avoid judgment, leading to inner conflict and a fractured sense of self. In many social and professional environments, vulnerability is seen as a weakness rather than a strength. For INFJs, whose greatest asset is their ability to connect through vulnerability, this stigma can be particularly damaging. To fit into a culture that rewards a stoic demeanor, INFJs might conceal their true emotions, which can hinder authentic relationships and personal growth. Suppressing genuine feelings often leads to an internal buildup of unresolved emotions, contributing to stress, anxiety, and a potential crisis of identity. There is a common misconception that empathy and sensitivity are synonymous with fragility. This misunderstanding can cause INFJs to be undervalued or misinterpreted in leadership roles or creative endeavors. In professional settings, the deep emotional insight that INFJs offer might be dismissed as impractical or overly idealistic, limiting their opportunities for advancement. This misinterpretation not only affects career prospects but also perpetuates a cycle where INFJs feel compelled to downplay their natural strengths to fit into environments that do not value emotional intelligence. The challenges stemming from deep empathy are far-reaching, impacting various aspects of an INFJ's life. Friends, family, and colleagues may rely on INFJs for emotional support, sometimes to an unhealthy extent. Over time, the constant expectation to be the caregiver can lead INFJs to neglect their own needs. INFJs might find themselves juggling multiple roles, confidant, mediator, counselor, without having enough time to nurture their personal interests and ambitions. In careers that demand objectivity and detachment, INFJs' emotional investment might be misinterpreted as a lack of professionalism or an inability to make tough decisions. The internalized stress and anxiety from overcommitting to others can hinder professional growth, leading INFJs to question their capabilities and worth in competitive environments. Constant exposure to external emotional stimuli without sufficient recovery time can lead to chronic stress, impacting both mental and physical health. INFJs may prioritize the well-being of others so much that they overlook signs of burnout or illness in themselves until it becomes severe. While the ability to understand and feel deeply for others is a significant strength, it also means that INFJs are more susceptible to emotional turbulence. Learning to manage this emotional intensity is crucial. Without proper strategies, the very quality that makes INFJs unique can become a source of persistent inner conflict. To better understand these challenges, consider these real-life scenarios that many INFJs might relate to. Scenario 1. The overburdened friend. An INFJ friend is constantly the first person everyone turns to when they face problems. While this feels rewarding initially, over time, the INFJ starts to feel burdened by the weight of other people's issues. The emotional toll becomes evident when the INFJ begins to withdraw from social interactions, feeling both isolated and misunderstood. Scenario 2. The workplace conundrum. In a professional setting, an INFJ may be expected to mediate conflicts and provide emotional support to coworkers. Although their ability to empathize makes them excellent team players, the lack of boundaries eventually leads to job dissatisfaction and burnout. Their continuous exposure to the workplace's negative energy impacts their creativity and productivity. Scenario 3. The suppressed creative spirit. An INFJ with a passion for creative writing might find that the overwhelming emotions they absorb cloud their artistic expression. The internal pressure to maintain perfection and sensitivity stifles their creative output, leading to frustration and a sense of failure despite having a deep reservoir of ideas and potential. The broader cultural narrative also plays a significant role in shaping the INFJ experience. Society often portrays strength as the ability to remain unaffected by external pressures, leaving INFJs to feel that their emotional responses are a personal failing rather than an intrinsic part of who they are. Popular media often showcases stoic heroes and emotionally restrained characters. This portrayal can make INFJs feel like outsiders in a world that prizes emotional control over emotional depth. Constant exposure to these idealized images reinforces the belief that sensitivity should be hidden, causing INFJs to mask their true selves in public settings. In many cultures, success is measured by achievements and the ability to overcome adversity without showing vulnerability. INFJs, who naturally wear their hearts on their sleeves, might feel that their emotional transparency is at odds with these expectations. This pressure to conform can lead INFJs to sacrifice parts of their identity, causing long-term emotional distress and a feeling of disconnection from their true self. By expanding on these aspects, we see that the challenges faced by INFJs are multifaceted, stemming from both their inherent emotional makeup and the external pressures imposed by society. This deep dive into the problem space is essential for understanding why INFJs sometimes struggle with what appears to be a paradox, possessing a remarkable strength that can, without careful management, lead to significant personal challenges. Each of these points illustrates that while the deep empathy of INFJs is a powerful tool for connection and understanding, it also requires careful nurturing and boundaries to avoid the pitfalls of overwhelm, isolation, and internal strife. Recognizing these challenges is the first step toward transforming them into opportunities for growth, allowing INFJs to harness their sensitivity as a source of strength rather than a burden. Let's break down the core elements of INFJ empathy and how they shape your experiences. Your ability to read between the lines is both a superpower and a potential pitfall. This heightened perception enables you to grasp nuances in conversations and relationships, yet it also means you might notice, and be burdened by, emotions that others overlook. You resonate deeply with the emotions of others, which often makes you the go-to person for advice and comfort. However, this can also result in emotional overload, as you carry not only your own feelings but also the collective weight of those around you. In summary, the INFJ personality is a tapestry woven with both extraordinary empathy and inherent challenges. The journey of understanding and managing deep empathy is multifaceted, demanding a balance between self-care and the natural desire to help others. By acknowledging the darker aspects of empathy, its potential to overwhelm, blur boundaries, and isolate, you empower yourself to make transformative changes. Remember, every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow and redefine your relationship with your emotions. Embracing your true self means not only celebrating your profound ability to connect with others, but also learning to protect and nurture your own inner world. The process might be complex and fraught with setbacks, but it is ultimately a path toward resilience, self-awareness, and a richer, more fulfilling life. Now, I want to hear from you. What have been your personal experiences with the challenges of deep empathy? Have you found effective strategies to manage the intense emotional currents of your life? Drop your thoughts and stories in the comments below. Let's start a conversation that could help so many INFJs navigate their unique journeys. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with anyone who might benefit from this discussion, and check out our other videos on personal development for more tips and inspiring content. Remember, every step you take towards understanding yourself is a step towards a more empowered and compassionate future. Thank you for watching Psych IQ, where we transform knowledge into personal growth. Stay curious, stay empathetic, and most importantly, stay true to yourself.